Hi, and thanks for checking out my review of the JVC GC-XA2 Adixxion action camera. As you can see here, I've posted some video from a little kayak outing this last week. And at the end of this video, I've got some still images as well as some time-lapse for you to check out. All of the clips and stills in this video are straight out of the camera. I've done no alterations other than editing to make them shorter and what I needed to do to upload it to YouTube. I originally got this camera to mount on a remote control helicopter, but that test is still to come, so stay tuned for that in the next several weeks. But what I've seen so far with using it on the ground is that this little camera should do pretty good up in the air as well. For comparison, you can check out my other video on my channel titled Quadcopter Aerial Demo, and in it I use a GoPro HERO3, and in the description you can see what settings I used. Just had to be different. Wearing the hat. I know. I'm testing it out. It's all in the name of science. Woo. So I do like this little camera. The things I like about it are the image quality. I think it's on par with the GoPro. It's a main contender, I believe. And although it is a little distorted for my taste, some of that can be mitigated by adjusting the zoom that this has, which is kind of unique, I think, for some of these little action cameras. I like the build quality. It seems to be a tough little camera. I haven't thrown it on the floor yet to test it out, but just judging by the way it is constructed and how it feels, I think it should handle a pretty good fall or some sort of mishap that could break other cameras. The ergonomics, I think the buttons are pretty well laid out and easy to find without having to look at them. I like that. The user interface I find is easier than the GoPro, and should anyone have used a similar type of device in the past, they would probably be able to figure out the user interface here without even needing to look at the manual. This has a zoom, although at the extreme end of the zoom it's pretty pixelated, so I don't know how usable that would be, but it is neat that it does have a zoom on it. The built-in screen, of course, for reviewing and also doing the setting is a decent little screen, and it says it has all the information you need. I like the video time-lapse function, which goes ahead and stitches all your images together into a video, which can be uploaded through its Wi-Fi connection right to YouTube, or I believe to JVC's proprietary sharing service, Ustream or something like that. So that's kind of cool. Also on that, I haven't used it a lot, but the Wi-Fi function seems to work well and does seem to have very little lag, less lag than the HERO3 does between your smartphone and the camera, so that's kind of cool as well. I'm sure to find other things about this that I like. So far I'm pretty enthusiastic, and I'm really glad that I purchased this. Oh yeah, the other thing I really like is $100 cheaper than its main competitor, the HERO3, so that's a big plus. Things I don't like so much are there's no changeable field of view like on the GoPro HERO3. This you have to mess with the zoom a little bit, but you can only go so far before it starts getting pixelated. For water sports, the speaker compartment that holds the speaker that indicates when you've hit record or stop recording, if it gets water in there, you can't hear the speaker anymore. It's very muffled, at least, and so if you're out doing something in the water, you can't tell when you have pressed play or not, unless you look at the camera and see the red light flashing. So that's a bit of a negative. The battery life is not as stated in the manual, but I think that's pretty much on par with most of these little cameras. I do get about 3/4 to maybe a little better of the battery life they claim on any given setting. But just get some spares and you'll be fine. There's some good inexpensive spares available. There's no lens cap to protect the lens, and that would have been a simple addition for them to add with the camera. So many users will probably want to make something, or maybe there'll be an aftermarket one available. There's no strap included also, which I'd like to see. I made one myself, but it wouldn't have been a big deal probably for them to add it. The microphone in windy conditions becomes nearly unusable. The audio becomes nearly unusable. Not great audio on these little guys anyways, but some different positioning of the microphone maybe would have been better, or anybody could probably make a windscreen of some sort. I haven't tried it yet, but that's probably going to be one thing I'll do. Also, you got to watch out for the SD card release. If you aren't careful when you're releasing the card and your thumb slips off, that little sucker will go screaming across the room, or if you happen to be outside, it might disappear in the water or grass or something. So be cautious of that when you're first starting to use this if you end up buying one. So that's it for now. I'll be making another video when I mount this on the quadcopter. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.